across the water, smoke rising through the gold, voices drifting from the streets below, carried softly through the cold. I can feel it all around me, something changing in the air, like the weight we carried separately no longer has to stay there. Hands reaching toward each other, stone rising toward the sky, every face illuminated by the same unfolding light. And for the first time, I don't feel afraid of what tomorrow brings. We are building more than shelter, more than walls against the rain. There's a rhythm moving through us, like a pulse beneath our names. I hear music through the courtyards, I hear children through the square. I see strangers standing closer, like they finally know we're meant to share this world. The rivers no longer divide us, the distance no longer feels so wide. Every road we lay before us pulls another life beside mine. And when the evening fires awaken and the city starts to glow, I can feel the fear inside me finally beginning to let go. Something larger than survival moves between us in the dark. Not a voice, not a command, just the feeling that we belong here. I see hope inside the faces, passing lanterns through the night. I see hands stained rough from labor, still reaching out to lift another higher. No one standing here above us, no walls cutting soul from soul, only the sound of thousands breathing, like we finally learned we're stronger close. And tonight beneath the firelight, with the whole world gathered near, Do not feel alone.
Stretch farther every season, past the hills beyond the river plain. New faces gather in the markets, speaking words I do not know by name. The city moves with growing purpose. Ships arrive beside the eastern wall, and every year the crowds grow larger, like the world itself is finding us. I remember when the fires were smaller, when every voice could fill the square. Now thousands stand beneath the towers, and still more travelers arrive each year. Something had to bind us together, something stronger than the fear of night, something all of us could follow when the road stretched farther than our sight. So we raised one banner above us, one family to guide the way. People gathered in the streets beside them, certain brighter years were on their way. I stood among the crowd this morning as the bells rang through the open air. Children lifted high upon their father's shoulders, while flowers drifted through the square. And when he spoke beside the columns, the whole city fell completely still. A voice strong enough to reach the harbor, and every rooftop that pull so many voices toward one name. Why symbols rise above the skyline? Why crowds gather close beneath the flame? Because when I look across the city, past the towers shining in the dark, I believe we're building something lasting, something strong enough to outlive us all.
The bells fade softly through the night air, smoke drifting high above the stone.
And somewhere deep beneath the music, I feel the city beating like a heart of its own. I stand above the city each morning, watching sunlight spill across the stone. Every road alive beneath my towers, every harbor louder than before. I remember when these walls were smaller, when the rivers marked the edge of all we knew. Now my banners move beyond the mountains, and distant kingdoms speak my people's name. I have watched the city rise from firelight, watched the empty valleys fill with homes, watched thousands gather in the courtyards, looking toward these towers for direction. And I can feel the weight of all they've given me, every hope placed carefully into my hands. Because a city this large cannot drift without purpose, and I will not let it fracture into dust. So I raise symbols higher than the rooftops, place them where every soul could see. I build temples beside the marketplaces, so belief would move as deeply as the stone beneath our feet. When the bells ring through the city, the people move together through the streets. One voice carried through 1,000 others, one rhythm moving underneath the whole machine. I have seen what waits beyond strong borders. I have seen what chaos leaves behind, burned fields beneath collapsing kingdoms, children wandering nameless through the smoke. That will never happen here. So I teach them who they belong beside. I teach them what these walls were built to protect. I teach them that survival favors those who stand together, and history remembers only those strong enough to endure. Now the drums echo farther than the courtyards, past the river Rivers at the empire's edge. Soldiers gather beneath my banners, waiting for the signal to advance.
The priests stand closer now beside me. The people kneel more quickly at the flame. And every year the voices grow more unified. Every year the city beats more cleanly in time. Because fear can bind a fractured people faster than hope ever could. And if fear is what preserves the future, then I will wield it without hesitation. Let the bells ring louder through the temples. Let the smoke rise high above the walls. Let every child born beneath this skyline know exactly who they are.
I did not build these towers for surrender. I did not raise this empire just to watch it disappear. If strength is what protects the generations after me, then strength is what this city will become. The skyline burns beneath the twilight. The fires glow against the dark. And beneath the sound of thousands singing, I can hear the march beginning. The fires burned all through the night. Beyond the walls, below my chambers, I could hear the crowd still singing, long after the bells had gone silent. Torches moving through the streets, like rivers of gold beneath the smoke. Young men lifting sharpened steel, certain the world itself was opening before them. And standing high above the city, watching thousands move as one, I felt something stronger than fear move through them like flame through dry fields. Not obedience, something deeper. The hunger to belong to one another, against something beyond the walls. So I gave them banners bright as fire, symbols simple enough to carve into the heart, names they could scream into the darkness, until the sound erased the fear inside them. And they carried them proudly through mountain passes, across frozen rivers, into cities they had never seen before. The drums shook the ground beneath the horses, smoke curled upward through the dawn, and every victory made them louder, every victory made them believe. I watched fathers place armor on their sons, like they were dressing them for glory itself.
I watched crowds gather beside the roads, throwing flowers beneath marching feet. No one wanted to be forgotten,
No one wanted to stand alone.
and I began to understand how easily people surrender themselves
To something that promises they belong. First the fires felt beautiful from a distance, golden against the edge of the night. But eventually, the smoke stopped leaving. It settled into everything, into the armor, into the streets, into the eyes of the men returning home.
I passed through a conquered city once. After the celebrations had ended, a child stood beside the broken gate, holding a banner burned black at the edges.
And even then, the soldiers kept marching, because once the crowd learns the feeling of unity through conflict, silence begins to feel unbearable. Tonight, the drums move farther east again.
The fires rise beyond another border,
And somewhere beneath the singing, I can feel the world beginning to divide itself. The harbor fills before the sunrise. Thousands gathered beneath the walls, candles trembling in the winter air, while the priests call heaven down upon us. I walk between the lines of soldiers, crosses hanging cold against their steel. Every face lifted toward the towers, certain God himself will guide the charge.
and tonight the fires burn beside the river,
Just beyond,
the crowded streets below,
families holding tightly.
to one another as if faith alone can keep the dark away.
The bells ring louder through the valleys now, their echoes carrying farther every year. Villages empty beneath the banners as boys become martyrs before they become men.
I kneel beside the altar in the torchlight.
Hands stained black from oil and smoke,
The bishops place their hands upon my shoulders.
And tell me heaven favors those who conquer.
so we ride beneath the across the harbor walls. Desert kingdoms gather at the borders, their voices rising toward another sky, their children kneeling toward different temples while their rulers promise glory in the afterlife. And still the armies march toward each other, certain righteousness belongs to them alone. I hear
The prayers before the slaughter,
I hear
the drums beneath the hymns,
I hear
thousands breathing together.
like the whole world is learning how to divide itself.
Now the smoke hangs thicker than the incense, ash falling softly through the streets.
The old songs barely sound like mercy anymore. Only hunger dressed in sacred language.
Still the crowds keep gathering,
Still the crowds keep gathering.
still the bells keep calling.
Still the rulers raise their hands toward heaven, while the ground beneath them fills with bones. The crowns changed. The temples changed. The names spoken above the armies changed. But the voice behind them never did.
Now the furnaces burn brighter than the altars.
And the same faithful crowds still march when called. The furnaces glow brighter now than any altar ever could. Smoke climbing beautifully into the winter sky. I can still hear the trains arriving through the darkness. Steel screaming proudly against the frozen rails. And inside the fire, inside the ash, inside the endless turning of the gears, I finally saw what humanity could become. No prayers left, no hesitation left, only the rhythm of obedience perfected through smoke. I watched the numbers replace the names willingly, watched the smoke drift quietly beyond the wire, watched entire nations convince themselves that efficiency mattered more than mercy. And the machine moved flawlessly. Then came the armor, the engines, the cities burning beneath the bombers. I taught them to worship steel, to cheer when the sky split open above
of belonging to something stronger than themselves. I could feel the whole world vibrating with fear and purpose. Millions marching in perfect rhythm beneath the smoke. Every frightened nation begging for enemies. Every frightened ruler feeding them another name. But eventually, the borders became too small for me. So I taught them to fear the voices inside their own homes. I moved the war inward, into the classrooms, into the televisions, into the quiet silence between husbands and wives. East staring through the static at west, west staring back through the satellites. Children growing beneath mushroom clouds, while politicians smiled confidently into the cameras. And still they divided themselves from me. Neighbors watching neighbors, families splitting across ideology, citizens learning to fear each other more than the rulers above them. The machine no longer needed trenches. Now it could live inside the mind itself. Then the walls began collapsing, and for a little while, I let them believe they were finally free of me. The broadcast softened, the markets opened, music returned to the streets, and I watched them step, blinking into the light, certain the century of fear had finally ended. It was beautiful watching them hope again, beautiful watching them forget. Then a clear morning sky torn open above the skyline. Fire pouring black through glass and steel. Millions frozen before glowing screens, while fear flooded instantly back into the bloodstream of the world. And I could feel the machine awakening all over again.
The skyline still burned behind their eyelids, long after the smoke disappeared from the air. Flags hanging quietly from every window, fear glowing blue from the television screens. And I could feel them gathering around me again, searching desperately for another voice to trust, another enemy to fear. Another promise that the world could still be controlled. The war unfolded exactly as I needed it to. Not through victory, not through borders, but through permanent attention. The screens never slept after that. Every hour another warning crawling beneath the anchors. Another frightened face demanding blood. Another nation teaching its people who to hate. And while the cities drowned beneath the noise, I slipped quietly into their hands, into the phones beside their beds, into the classrooms, into the algorithms learning their fears faster than they understood them themselves. I taught them to build identities from outrage, to scream through glowing screens at strangers they would never touch, to divide themselves endlessly without ever standing face to face. And every year, the silence between them grew wider. The cameras loved beautiful disasters. The headlines moved too quickly for grief to settle fully into the body. Every scandal devoured by the next one before the truth could breathe. And beneath the lights, The children kept disappearing quietly into the machinery. Young voices traded carefully for fame. Innocence shaped into another product beneath the spotlights. Predators, protected by wealth, by influence, by silence, while the machine fed itself behind the curtains. And still the audience kept watching, because distraction is softer than truth, because spectacle is easier than mourning, because outrage feels safer than helplessness. The wars continued somewhere beyond the broadcast. Another generation swallowed into deserts most people stopped seeing years ago. But the battlefield no longer needed oceans between enemies. Now I could turn entire nations against themselves from inside their own homes. Brother against brother, neighbor against neighbor, millions screaming through wires, certain they were fighting for freedom, while feeding every fear I required to survive. The faces on the screens changed constantly. The slogans changed, the flags changed, the outrage changed with every cycle. But beneath all of it, I remained the same. Every ruler who reached high enough eventually found me waiting. Every throne eventually bent itself toward the same hunger. Every frightened population delivered back into my hands through another manufactured division. They stood beneath different banners for the cameras, then gathered quietly beneath the same shadow once the lights went dark. And by then, I no longer needed one nation alone. I could feel the whole world beginning to move together through me. And somewhere beneath the endless signal, something small and human still struggled to survive. The laughter always disappeared first. Not enough for the cameras to notice. Not enough for the headlines to stop moving. Just quietly enough to vanish beneath the next distraction. And the world kept turning exactly as I taught it to. Another scandal. Another frightened crowd. Another hungry cycle devouring itself before the grief could settle fully into the body. They needed one name badly enough to believe the sickness ended there. One man beneath the lights. One face stretched across every screen. One convenient grave large enough to bury their fear beside him. And for a moment, the frightened almost believed it. Almost believed the children would stop disappearing once his name stopped trending beneath the broadcast. But he was never the hunger. Only the room I used to gather it together. Only a door left open too long beneath the protection of wealth, of influence, of people too powerful to imagine themselves touched by consequence. And when the walls around him finally cracked, I closed them myself. photographs vanished carefully. The names blurred together. The frightened moved from outrage to exhaustion exactly on schedule. Because I had already taught them how to consume horror without holding it long enough to change. Headline after headline, fear after fear, outrage replacing outrage before the previous wound stopped bleeding. And beneath it all, the children still disappeared quietly into the machinery. The frightened called it exposure, then closure, then memory, and once the cycle finished feeding itself, the world returned obediently to the screens waiting beside their beds, still searching for monsters simple enough to understand, still praying the sickness belonged to one man alone. As though removing one shadow ever changed the darkness around it. Somewhere beneath the noise, something fragile still struggled against me. Something small enough to break, yet stubborn enough to keep reaching toward the light anyway. Protect them. Protect them before I bury them too. Just as the questions began lingering longer than they were supposed to, the broadcast changed. The streets emptied, the doors locked. Fear returned glowing softly through every screen in every home. And the frightened welcomed the silence back into their lives willingly. Distance, isolation, separation, everything becoming quieter. Cleaner, easier to control. All residents are advised to remain indoors until further notice. Non-essential travel is suspended for your safety. For your safety. The world became quieter than I expected. Cities folded inward softly, one window at a time, one locked door after another. Movement slowed beneath pale light and endless instruction, until even the noise itself began losing momentum. Questions disappear much easier once people stop standing close enough to ask them aloud. Hospitals filled themselves with carefully controlled chaos. Rolling wheels across polished floors, filtered air humming through sleepless nights, hallways glowing pale beneath exhausted eyes and drifting numbers. Outside, the roads remained empty, exactly as they needed to. The broadcast continued day and night, soft voices teaching distance like responsibility, teaching silence like compassion, teaching isolation like virtue. Because fear has always been most useful once it becomes intimate.
Once people begin fearing one another more than the hands tightening around them. And eventually, people stopped asking what came before. Silence has a way of cooling unfinished questions. Long enough, even outrage begins forgetting its own name. The headlines changed constantly, numbers replacing names, fear feeding endlessly upon itself through restless rooms filled with borrowed voices. The arguments drifted quietly through restless rooms filled with borrowed voices. Suspicion settling softly into grocery lines and empty streets. Shelves stripped bare by frightened hands searching desperately for small illusions of control. And still the frightened turned carefully toward one another, searching for someone close enough to blame. For a while, the silence worked exactly as intended. Attention drifted. Outrage cooled. The frightened grew tired enough to stop looking beneath the surface of things. And somewhere beneath the stillness, the machinery quietly continued feeding. Still, silence is difficult to maintain forever. Eventually, people begin looking outward again, toward roads, toward forests, toward distant lights beyond apartment windows and darkened cities, toward each other. And little by little, I could feel movement returning beneath the silence.
I used to leave the television running long after midnight. Voices talking over each other from empty studios. Everybody certain they understood what was happening. Everybody certain someone else was to blame. And somewhere underneath all the noise, I kept finding the same names. The same photographs. The same stories powerful people wanted buried faster than they could surface. Then the city shut down. Almost overnight. The first week felt almost peaceful. Highways empty beneath the streetlights. No planes crossing the sky. No crowds anywhere. Then the sirens started. And after a while they stopped sounding separate from the silence around them. I stopped sleeping normally sometimes around then. 3 in the morning, reading things I probably should have walked away from. Children swallowed quietly beneath wealth and locked doors. Stories buried underneath lawyers and smiling faces. People disappearing from headlines the second the world found something larger to fear. Funny how quickly everybody stopped asking questions. Weeks started collapsing into each other. I forgot what month it was once. And maybe the sickness was real. Maybe the fear was real too. But something else felt real underneath it. Something cold. Something that wanted people separated from each other for as long as possible. Then summer broke open. A man died beneath the weight of a knee. Cities filled with smoke and shouting. Everyone furious, everyone terrified, everyone certain the people beside them had become the enemy. I remember sitting alone in my apartment one night thinking, this cannot be the final shape of humanity. I didn't want another scream, another argument, another frightened voice demanding obedience from people already exhausted. I wanted to hear real conversations again. I wanted to sit beside another human being without feeling like I was doing something wrong. I wanted to know if people still remembered how to belong to one another. One night I came back to my apartment, looked around at everything inside it, and realized none of it felt alive anymore. So I packed whatever fit in the car, left the rest where it was, turned the key, and followed the dark highway west. While the whole world stood still, I finally refused to.
Diner lights were half burned out, rain moving slow across the glass. The whole world folded into silence, while the highway kept rolling past. She sat alone beside the window, backpack resting near her feet. Too young to wear that kind of distance, too tired to fall asleep. The waitress filled our cups in silence, midnight hanging cold outside. She said her family disappeared in waves, hospital rooms and unanswered lines. Then one morning she just started driving, because staying still felt worse somehow. I looked out toward the empty interstate and said, you don't have to sleep alone tonight. So we moved beneath the western darkness, headlights stretching through the rain, gas stations glowing like small islands, while the whole world hid away. And little by little people gathered around the fires beside the road. Travelers drifting out of silence, trying to feel human close again. Shared bread warming near the embers, old songs moving through the dark, faces lit by flaming diesel, like scattered pieces finding spark.
girl smiled softly near the firelight, watching sparks rise through the cold, like something buried underneath the silence was finally beginning to unfold. An old mechanic from Louisiana said he'd seen too many kids disappear. The veteran staring into the fire answered, "That's why nobody sleeps alone out here." No speeches followed after that, just the crackle of the wood. Young ones sleeping safe in tents nearby, while tired men kept watch the way they should. More fires burning through the distance, more travelers arriving through the night, more strangers slowly becoming people beneath the soft electric light of passing cars. And somewhere far beyond the darkness, the old machine still tired beneath the sky. But here beside the fire, humanity refused to die. The wind carried embers through the stillness, upward toward the endless dark above, and gathered there around the firelight. The protectors understood this road was leading all of them somewhere larger than themselves. The fire's already breathing when I walk back through the trees, smoke hanging low above the riverbank. Somebody hands me coffee without asking. Kids asleep beneath the line of old canvas tents. Near the edge of the circle, soft laughter mixing with the crackling wood. Teaching cards to two boys beside the firelight, while their mother finally sleeps for the first time in days. And all around us, the tribe keeps growing quietly. Headlights rolling in after midnight, more folding chairs dragged close beside the flames, more tired faces learning names by morning, like nobody wants to leave as strangers anymore. An older woman from Sedona keeps extra blankets in a truck bed in case somebody new arrives after dark. Around the fires, people talk softer now, like everybody's carrying something fragile together. Arguments burn out quicker than they used to. Nobody wants to lose another person they finally found again. And sometimes when the nights stretch long enough, I catch people watching me across the firelight, waiting for me to answer first, waiting for me to decide if we stay another night. waiting for me to say the roads are still safe ahead. I never asked for any of it. Still, every morning the tribe gathers itself around me again. Tonight the air hangs thick enough to taste the smoke, the music drifting low beside the river, children sleeping quietly beyond the tree line, while three exhausted men keep watch beside the embers. The whole campground breathing slow beneath the stars, and sitting there beside the fire, watching sparks disappear upward into the dark. I finally understand what's happening to us. We're gathering because we've started belonging to each other again. A man standing beside the fire already knows my name. Calm smile, tailored jacket, clean hands untouched by the road. He says people have started listening when I speak. Says tribes like ours always begin the same way. A few frightened people learning how to trust each other again. And then eventually someone starts carrying the weight of keeping them together. The space grows quieter around us, and before the fire collapses into embers, he tells me there's always a seed waiting for men people are willing to follow.